So in this video, we are going to learn how to create Mailchimp member on Google Form submission. Let's say you have created an online form using Google Forms and you have added the same form on your website or share it with your users. Now you want that whenever you receive a new form submission, you want to add the same person who is making the form submission as a member in Mailchimp with the same details. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. In this automation, as we are going to receive a new form submission in our Google form, automatically the form responses will be sent to Mailchimp and we are going to add a person in our Mailchimp member as well. Now, if you want to learn how you can set up this complete automation all by yourself, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is the registration form which I've created using Google Forms. Now I want that whenever someone will enter their details and make the form submission, I want to add the same person as a member, as a subscriber in Mailchimp. Now to do this, we have to connect our Google form with Mailchimp. And we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration platform to do so. Now to get started with Pabbly Connect, you will get a free sign-up link in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes and basically come to this Pabbly Connect dashboard. After coming to this dashboard, we have to create an automation workflow over here. For that, just click on this Create Workflow button and give this workflow a name. Let's say I'll name it as Google Forms to Mailchimp. You can basically give any other name as per your choice. Then just select the folder of the Pabbly Connect account in which you want to set up this automation and click on Create. And as we click on Create, here you can see the workflow will open in front of us. Now in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on. Where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger step. Now the idea here is, first we have to basically connect our Google form with Pabbly Connect in the trigger step, so that whenever we receive a new form submission in Google Forms, automatically the form responses will be received inside Pabbly Connect and this automation workflow will trigger. After that, using this Pabbly Connect automation, we are going to send the same form responses to Mailchimp and add the person who made the form submission as a member in our Mailchimp account. So let's see how it is done. Here in our trigger step, in Choose App, search for Google Forms and select it. After selecting Google Forms, in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as New Response Received. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect this Google form with Pabbly Connect and capture the form responses. So we just have to copy the webhook URL from here and follow the instructions given below over here. Now to add this webhook URL, we'll just go to the Google form. After coming to this Google form, first we'll go with the questions tab and we have to ensure that the last question of our Google form is marked as required. It is very important that the last question of our Google form is required. Now after this, what we have to do, instead of sending the form responses from Google Forms, we all know that the Google form responses are stored in a Google Sheet. So from that Google Sheet, we will be sending the form submission data, the form responses to Pabbly Connect. Now to get the Google Sheet, just go to this Responses tab, click on this Link to Sheet button, select Create a new spreadsheet and click on Create. And as we click on Create, here you can see in a new tab, a Google Sheet will open in front of us. And this is the spreadsheet in which all the form responses of Google Forms will be stored. And from this sheet, we are going to send the form submission data to Pabbly Connect. So we have to add this webhook URL in this Google Sheet. Now to add it, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now here you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. After refreshing our Google Sheet, once again we'll go to Extensions and you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this pop-up window will appear in front of us. And it is basically asking us three different things. First one is selected sheet, second one is webhook URL, and third one is trigger column. Now here in selected sheet, we have to basically select the sheet from which we want to send the form responses to Pabbly Connect. So in this Google spreadsheet, we have only one sheet named as form response 1. That's why by default it has selected form response 1. Now here in the field of webhook URL, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. And here it is asking us for the trigger column. Now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is the last data entry column of our Google Sheet in which our form responses will be added. So here you can see that column F is going to be our trigger column because it is the last column in which our data is entering. Our form responses are stored in this sheet. So let's enter column F as our trigger column. Then just click on submit. And as you click on submit, here you can see it is showing us that the setup is configured successfully. After doing this, once again go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks and select this option of send on event. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever a new form submission is received, whenever we get a new form response in Google Form and the responses are added in a new row in this Google Sheet, instantly, immediately send that form responses to Pabbly Connect. Now here in the Pabbly Connect workflow, it is showing us waiting for webhook response. So we have to basically make a form submission in Google Form. So we will come to this form. Let's publish this form first over here and let's click on publish. Now we have successfully published this Google Form. Now what we are going to do, we'll make a dummy form submission. I'll just copy the link of this form, open it in a new tab, and we are going to make a form submission. Let's say the first name of the person is demo, the last name is user. This is the email address of this person. And after that, this is a dummy mobile number which we are entering. The city is, for example, Bhopal. So just now we have entered the details of a dummy user. Let's click on submit. Now as we click on submit, here you can see in our Google spreadsheet, the same form responses are received. And because we have connected this sheet with Pabbly Connect, we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger step, within few seconds, we have received the response. And in this response, we have received the details of the exact same form submission. We have the timestamp that at what date and time this form response was received. Then we have the first name, last name, email address, mobile number, and also the city. This means the automation workflow which we are creating, the first step of setting up this automation is completed, where we have successfully connected our Google Form with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, what we have to do, we will just move to step 2, where we want to send the details of the same user who made the form submission to Mailchimp. For that, we will just scroll down, come to this action step, and here in choose app, we'll just search for Mailchimp and select it. After selecting Mailchimp, an action event from the drop-down, select the action event as add new member with custom fields. Let's click on connect and select add new connection. Now here we have to enter the API token and data center name of our Mailchimp account. Now you must be thinking how you can get this API key, this API token and data center. For that, what we have to do, we'll go to a Mailchimp account, we'll go to this profile option and go to profile over here. After coming to the Mailchimp profile or Mailchimp account profile, under extras, you will see this option of API key. Just click on it. And as you click on API key, here you can see the API key of your Mailchimp account can be seen over here. So here in my Mailchimp account, I have created a lot of API keys. I'll just scroll down. Let me just create a new API key over here first. So we'll just scroll down to the bottom and click on create a key button. Let me give this key a name as, for example, Pabbly Connect. Click on generate key, and this is the API key. Copy the API key, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. Then it is asking us for the data center name. Now to get the data center name, just go to a Mailchimp account, and here in the URL section before .admin, you can see US6. This is the name of the data center of my Mailchimp account. Just copy the exact same data center name which you have in your account and paste it over here. After pasting the data center name over here and the API key, just click on save. And as we click on save, we will see our Mailchimp account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, it is asking us for the audience list. So in my Mailchimp account, I have created only one audience list named as Pabbly Connect. That's why in this dropdown, you can see only one option. If you have created multiple audience lists in your Mailchimp account, you can just select the list in which you want to add this member from Google Forms. Then it is asking us for the email address. Now we have received the email address of the person from Google Form responses in the trigger step. So now what we have to do, here from the trigger step responses, we have to basically send this response of email address and other details to this Mailchimp action step. And to add the trigger step responses to this Mailchimp action step, we are going to use a process called mapping. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field of email, and from the drop down, select the response of email address and it will be mapped. Then it is asking us for the tags. So if you want, you can add some kind of tags to these members as well. Let's say I want to add a common tag of Google Forms to each and everyone. So I've manually written Google Forms over here. Then it is asking us for the status. So I want the status of this subscriber, this member to be subscribed. So I'm selecting it. Then it is asking us interest or group. So I don't want to add any kind of interest group to these new members. So I'm just keeping it blank. Then it is asking us for the company and designation. We have not received these details. So let's keep it blank as well. Then let's map the first name. Just click on this field from the drop down. From Google Form responses, select and map the response of first name. We have not received the response of gender, so let's ignore it. Then let's map the last name as well. So this is the last name and the mobile number too. So here we have the mobile number. So in this way, we have basically received or mapped all the details of a Google Form response into their respective field. If you want to add some other details, you can basically create some custom fields in your Mailchimp account. You will get all of those custom fields over here inside Pabbly Connect and map the response in those fields. After mapping all the details over here, let's click on Save and Send Test Request. And as we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the user whose details we have mapped over here, basically the same person who made the form submission in Google Form, is now added as a member in Mailchimp. So let's check it. We will just go to a Mailchimp account. We'll just go to All Contact section and refresh this page once. And yes, here you can see that the same person with the same details is now added. With the same name demo user, we have the same email address and same phone number which the user has entered while making the form submission in Google Forms. This means the automation workflow between Google Forms and Mailchimp, which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation is working perfectly fine. Now after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once. We'll just go to the Google form and we are going to make another form submission. This time the name of the person is dummy user. Then after that, this is the email address. And this is the dummy mobile number which we are entering. The city is, for example, Delhi. So just now we are entering the details of a new person in this Google form. Let's click on submit. As we click on submit in Google Forms, we have received a form submission. And now we'll just go to Mailchimp and refresh your contact page once. And yes, here you can see the same person with the same name, same email and same phone number is now added as a member in Mailchimp. This means the automation workflow which we have created between Google Forms and Mailchimp, we have tested it and it's working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same automation workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can just clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can just do it for absolutely free.
So if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, or if you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can always write us in the comment box below or email us at support@pabbly.com. Also, you can post your queries on our forum as well. And if you want to check the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.